Hi, I'm Aidan, and these are the Memoirs of an All-Round Angler. Today I've got a really exciting video. I'm going to be doing a review for you guys on a very special rod. I've got the rod with me, and it is the TFG Delta Nantec Bass and Flattie rod. Now I was in the market for a bass rod. I didn't want anything expensive, so I had a look on some of the forums and I came across this, and it had some reasonably good reviews. And because Fish Tech are currently doing a clearance of these rods, I believe, I only paid £50 for the rod, and it is actually a very quality piece of kit for that sort of price. Now, it comes in a rod bag. It's not a very fancy rod bag, but you know, you're not paying a lot of money for the rod, so you shouldn't be expecting too much. So let's get the rod out and I'll show you guys what it's all about. So it's a two-piece rod, it's 12 feet long, and it's designed to cast 3 to 5 ounces. Now, having a look at the actual build, I will do some close-ups. There you've got the Delta decal, and it's, to be honest, when I saw the photos of this on the internet, I actually thought it looked a bit too shiny and blingy, but actually, in real life, it looks quite nice. And it's quite a slim blank, and actually surprisingly powerful. The tip is a tubular carbon tip, but what they've done is they've actually made it with a very, very soft carbon. So if you look at that, that's just with finger pressure. Very soft tip. And then the midsection is quite powerful. So what you have is actually, and the butt is very powerful. What you actually have is a very fast taper rod with such a soft tip, and then a powerful midsection and butt section. The reel is fixed in the high position, which, to be honest, I'm not too keen on. I prefer to have a moving reel seat. That's my biggest issue with the rod. But the positioning's about right, and in reality, when you're bass fishing, it's actually more convenient to have the reel up. So, in my eyes, it's a compromise, but it's still worth it. It's got some sort of shrink wrap on the butt section, so it's really grippy. Very good. It's got a Fuji butt cap, and it actually makes for quite a nice grip when you go for the cast. We'll have a look at the rod, we'll do some fishing with the rod, we'll see what bite detection's like. Today we're fishing at Herne Bay, and there's lots and lots of weed around, so it might not be able to cope, or it might cope really well, it depends. I have had a few casts with this. I'm just going to put it out there. I went to Kent Sportcast on Sunday, and with a 5-ounce lead, which is the top of this rod's rating, with a normal fishing reel, I cast 160 metres, and that, for a £50 rod, is amazing, absolutely amazing. If I had that with a very fast tournament reel, you could be pushing that up to 180 metres with 5 ounces. Imagine what it could do with 3 or 4 ounces, where it's a lot more comfortable with it. That being said, it's a very powerful bass rod because it has this fast taper, but the tip is still perfectly good enough for bite detection and spotting those sort of finicky bites of small bass. And it's got the power in it though to cope with any big bass and to cope with, you know, a triple shot of dabs or a triple shot of big place. So definitely a very, very good rod. If we look at the ring spacing on the top section, they're sort of in between. If it was a multiplier rod, I would have this ring here, I would move it up about that much. If it was a fixable rod, I'd move them all down and I'd have less rings. So what Fish Tech have actually done, or Total Fishing Gear have actually done, is they've actually made it so you can cast fixable or multiplier fish however you want, and this will still cope with it. There you go, that's the TFG Delta Bass and Flattie 12 foot in action. I don't know if that's a bite or if that's just some weed getting caught on the lead, but you can see that is definitely moving quite nicely. It's actually a very sensitive tip. Here's a really good thing that I feel that they've done with the rod. At the joint between the two parts here, this is the joint here, they've got this mat. It's a very like a grippy tape, not tape, a paint, and it gives you lots of grip. And it's on both ends, so even on like a wet day, and your hands are really cold and slippery, you can still pull it apart, pull the rod apart to put away, that is. So really, really nice little feature there. Just thought I'd mention that. I'm really starting to love this rod. So you've seen us using a fixed spool on the bass rod, and so now it's time to use a multiplier, and we're going to be trying to fish at range with 4-ounce leads and some pulley rigs to see if we can try catch a bass there, because at the moment I've only had bites at long range. So try and reach those fish using this reel, and then we'll see how it goes, and if we get any fish I'll definitely show you guys. The tip bends really nicely into the tide. If a bass is going to hit that, we're bound to see it. And it casts with a multiplier really nicely. So, I mean, as I said earlier, I hit 160 meters with this exact rod, that exact reel. So in fishing terms, I probably cast that about 120, 110. So it is an absolutely awesome rod. Hopefully we'll catch something. So there you have it. That is the TFG Delta Bass and Flattie 12 foot. Now, what's my opinion on it? Well, I think what we've got here is a rod costing me £50, okay, which for me is a cheap rod, and for a lot of people that is a cheap rod, considering some people are happy to spend up to £200 on a bass rod. This is a cheap entry level bass rod, but I actually find it's actually a lot more than that. It has a lot of potential for such a cheap rod, and considering its original retail price was nearing £130, that's a bargain to be had for anyone out there. put it in the simplest terms possible, I'm just going to lay out the pros and cons of the rod that I've found. And pros, there's quite a lot actually. The first pro is the tip. It's soft, it's got a nice high-vis section here that you can see easily in contrast to the sky and to the sea if you're holding your bass rod and you're in the surf. We've got this really nice finish. I love the finish. It's classy and understated with the black whipping with blue tips. I think that's a really nice touch, because a lot of cheap rods, the finish isn't very nice, and you know, it's not a nice feeling to be looking at a rod that doesn't look perfect, and this one really does look the part. Next pro, I'm going to say in terms of action, the action of the rod is lovely. And so I like the soft tip for the fishing side, and for the casting it's got a nice powerful butt section and mid section that can cast a 5-ounce lead 160 metres. So I mean, what can I say? Where the reel seat is, okay. Now this is sort of, this is a mix. I have mixed feelings about reel seats. This rod, for me, is in the right place, and I think for most people it's in the right place. I'm sort of your average size person, if not a bit skinny, but the reel seat's in the right place. But what I don't like about the reel seat is that it is a fixed reel seat. I would love to see a sliding reel seat, because I feel like if you're one of those anglers who likes to, you know, chuck out a bait quite a decent distance, say if you're fishing a rock mark and you know that the bass like to be on the sand about, you know, 140 yards out, I think a reel in the low position would help there for some people. But you know, what can I say? I didn't make the rod, I'm not a rod expert. For me, I would have liked a moving reel seat. It's not a Fuji reel seat, but it is a Total Fishing Gear one, and it is quite good quality. Another pro, what I found really interesting and really useful, and I feel like TFG sort of got a bit early into the game for this one, because now a lot of tackle manufacturers are doing it now, is around the joint they've got this, let me just put this together, a very high grip finish near the joint, so you can really pull it apart nice and easily and your hands don't slip at all. But what is impressive is how light this rod actually is. I picked the rod up, you know, ordered it, it got to me, I picked it up and I thought, this is quite a nice light rod, and once you've got a reel on here, even without a reel, it's really balanced, so a lot of the weight is in the butt section where a lot of the power is. The tip's really light, so you can hold it for a long time. But when I actually got in from fishing, I thought, this is a really nice light rod. This is a good rod. I decided to get Mum's baking scales out and measured it, and it came up with about 451 or 452 grams. That is really, really light, and to be honest, for a rod that price, I'm amazed. It's a really good rod. There are a few issues. Reel seat I don't like, okay. There's that one section with the guides that I don't like, but it doesn't affect how it fishes. So as you saw in the video there, I didn't catch any fish, so I'm a bit disappointed. I thought I was going to catch a few fish, but unfortunately it didn't happen. What I am hoping to do though this summer is I'm going to put the rod through its paces properly. I'm going to go to, you know, Dungeness for some bass fishing, go to Littlestone for some bass fishing, go to Folkestone and Hythe, and I'll probably take it down Sam Fyho, because if a rod can cope at Sam Fyho, it can cope anywhere. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it through its paces this summer. At the end of the summer, probably early September or late August, I'm going to do a full review, as if this isn't full enough. I'm going to do a, how should I call it, a long-term review to see how it copes with a summer of fishing, because it's going to get some heavy use over the summer, because it's basically my new favourite rod. I'm really happy with it. So once I've done that, you guys can see like how it performs over the summer, how it stands up to abuse, and I will also try and get some better distances with it. I think over the summer I'm going to try and get 180 metres on the rod with whatever lead, whatever lead's going to cast that far. Aside from that, that's the review finished. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. In terms of my channel and what's happening with it, now I've finished my exams, okay, so I've still got like a little bit of work to do, but apart from that, I have a lot more free time on my hands. So what I'm going to do some carp fishing, which I'm really excited about. I really wanted to catch some big carp last summer, but I never actually really got round to it. So this summer I'm going to try catch some big carp, okay, and we're going to do proper fishing, proper. Really, I'm going to try it. There's a hard water near me that is genuinely quite hard. Some people will go a few seasons without catching any carp. So I'm going to try really hard carp fishing water. I'm going to try catch at least one fish out there. I don't care how big it is. Then I'm going to try some easier waters which are near my house, and they've got carp to about 18-20 pounds. So I'm going to try and get a 20 pounder because there are some known 20s in there. And then also more beach fishing. I'll be doing a little bit more bass fishing with bait because EU bass ban is over tomorrow from the time of filming. So it's gonna be good. I'm gonna try and catch a few bass. I'll be trying to catch some rays and smoothhounds because I still haven't got any of those on camera for you, and I haven't actually caught a smoothhound yet. So this summer you'll be seeing loads of videos coming up. You'll be seeing short ones, long ones. I think for carp fishing and sea fishing, I might do some like 1 hour episodes, which would be it'd be a lot of work, but I would really love to do that. Aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like, comment and subscribe to my channel, it means a lot to me. And until next time, tight lines and stay safe when you're out fishing.